Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the show. I'm your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Where last time we went a bit into overtime with our stream because of that courtroom thing. It was really awesome, but that was like 40 minutes where we couldn't pause or save. Hey Muck, are you good? I am so good. I am so very good. Alright, and we have got some level ups to deal with. Exit, thank you for the prime. Appreciate you. Welcome. Alright, Overseer. What do we want? Depending on their familiar's number of wounds, the Overseer or the familiar gains a benefit for one round. Less than 50% wounds, the next 3 hits against the familiar have their damage reduced. More than 50% wounds, the Overseer does more damage with their next attack. If that attack kills the target, it does not count toward the attack limit per turn. And the Overseer regains any AP spent on it. For one round, can move through enemies, makes them bleed. Each enemy affected increases critical hit. Growl. Enemies, all enemies deal less damage. Consolidation. Immediately dashes to their familiar themselves. The Overseer can move through allies and enemies, but not obstacles. This movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Advanced tracking. Each cell increases its damage. This is completely overpowered. I saw a video where someone was using this and it got like completely busted. So I actually don't want to use that one just because it seems like too broken. Let's try strategic adaptation. How does it feel to see the plushies arriving? Yo, it's fantastic. I love all the pictures I've seen of people that are getting the plushies. Let's see, corrals. Let's do athletics. Alright. Pascal. Let's see. Strafe. The Overseer selects a cell within their line of sight, a 12-cell radius around the Cyber Eagle, and another one moves to the first cell, then dashes in a straight line. Blinding Strike. Selects an unoccupied cell in their line of sight. The Eagle moves to that cell, deals weapon damage to all adjacent enemies without provoking AOs. These enemies must pass and... Sorry, Blinding Strike seems really good. Blinding Strike. Let's get that. Alright. Logic is 95. Tech use 117. Let's get Logic for Pascal. Hey, Mike, hope you're doing good. Just received my plushie the other day. Nice. That's awesome. Hi, Michael. Of all Warhammer games, which one for you is the best or the most fun with? Oh, man. That's a rough question. Like, I mean, I'm actively playing, like, 3 right now. Rogue Trader, Total War, and Darktide. I don't know that there is... I mean, there's definitely some that are more fun than others. Let me see. So, like, if I search Warhammer... now, a lot of these I got as part of a Steam bundle. Like, I haven't played the Dawn of War games. Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters was very, very cool, but I only played through it once. So I didn't really have the itch to play it again. So, same with Mechanicus. So, I probably would not rank those at the top. Inquisitor Martyr was very, very cool, but again, I only played it again. Didn't really have the urge to continue. Vermintide, though, 80 hours. Darktide, 130 hours. Total War, 900 hours. Rogue Trader 160. So in terms of like which one have I gotten the most gameplay out of, because I just couldn't put it down, I guess Total War. But whether or not you like that, it's going to depend on you. All right, Blade Dancer. Let's see. Terrifying Strike. Next melee attack forces all enemies hit to run away. Pain Resonance. All enemies suffering from dots in a force already around the Executioner immediately suffer an extra instance of damage from these effects. Merciless Verdict. Next ranged attack or psychic staff ability inflict damage over time on all targets hit. The type of this effect depends on the type. Gift of Torment. Gains bonus or parameters for each creature suffering. Exsanguination, immediately inflict bleeding on an ally of their choice, including themselves. That creature gains bonus dodge and additional movement points until bleeding ends. That is so weird. I don't really love any of these. I guess we'll do Pain Resonance. Alright, Jay. Let's see. So she's picking up an upgrade for the servo skulls. Let's see. Provocation symbol. Fails 3 times, it goes to creature ally if possible. Priority signal. At the start of their turn, each enemy in a 4-cell radius from the servo skull makes a willpower test. Each enemy that fails considers the skull their priority target. Consolidation. Advanced tracking. The effect... Hold on. For one round, the servo skull gains 10 fellowship and int. The effects triggered by its signal abilities affect targets for +1 additional round. If the signal is replaced with another signal, if the servo skull is destroyed, or if the affected target moves from the servo skull swarm more than 4 away. Okay. I guess that. Alright, let's see. 105, 142, 125. God, she's got some really high skills. Dude, what the hell? Like, she has so many really high skills. Medicaid 95, Tech Use 101, Commerce 125, Learn Period 142, Persuasion 10. Or 105, and then +10. These crazy skills. Let's see. Heinrichs. What do you got, Heinrichs? Let's see. Enfeeble. Until the end of combat, all targets within the area suffer a penalty to strength and plus incoming damage. Warp speed. Until the end of combat, the target ally increases MP by 5, agility by 9, AP by 1. So could use that on the familiar, and then AoE put this on the entire team pretty early in a fight. Hang on, can I quick save right now? Yeah, I can. Okay. All of allies fighted by Word of the Emperor heal 514 wounds. Purge Soul. What does telepathy give? Remember. I mean, the main reason to bring Adira to most missions these days is to have access to the buffs she has. I could go Divination with Heinrichs and try to get those buffs on him as well. It might take a few levels, though. Let's just go Warp Speed. That's a really solid buff. Alright, let's see. 50, 55, 45, 80... Alright, so Lore Xenos for him. Alright, Navigator. Let's see, what has she got? Willpower. Okay, choose a talent. Let's see what we got. Blood Augury. Hey, Bucket Chat. Hi, Troppy. It's a Guide of Souls. Start all turns, including extra turns, with 3 additional movement points. Sign over the warp. Perilous ways. Whenever the Navigator uses a nav power that's not been used in combat, he gets +2 perception at the end of combat. Allies that are targeted by nav abilities +5 to all resistance effects. I guess we'll take Unnatural Allure, +5 Fellowship, and an additional +1 for every nav talent, which we've got quite a few. Let's see, 71, Willpower. I think we go Willpower here. Alright, choose an ability. Okay, what do we got? Zone of Fear. Creatures in the area must pass a willpower test or immediately move out of the zone, even if they're stunned or immobilized. Waking Nightmare. All enemies within the area suffer minus 26 willpower and toughness till the end of combat. Show the Path. Notch of Purpose is really good. Mend Reality. Scourge of the Red Tide. Every creature in an area or begins their... suffers damage. Every creature that's in the circle or enters it or begins their turn in it suffers damage. The circle remains for 3 rounds or until the navigator creates it again. Immolate the Soul. Glimpse of Fate. Alright, let's do Notch. That's the thing that forces an enemy to move where you need them. Okay, that is it for characters I'm actively using right now. Okay, oh my goodness. Alright, save the game. And let's go to the map. Morning, Micah Chat. Hey, Londry, what's up? Okay. Let's see, we wanted to go to Mundus Nilius. There's a lot of other stuff on the way there. We could just head straight there. Let's see, warp travel. In the middle of a warp jump, our sensors detected an approaching void ship.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Similar to ours in size, but of greater tonnage. The unidentified vessel did not respond to our hails and kept its course, approaching us at full speed. They're not responding and just flying at us full speed. Ballistic skill, fire upon them. The shell hit its target, the unidentified ship held its course for a moment longer, and then it vanished, leaving only flashes of light in its wake. A single projectile is not enough to destroy a ship of that size. What's more, our ship collided with no debris. Okay. Let's see. Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winterscale Dynasty's domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the renowned holy man Nicomedes Keith, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. The pilgrims revering Keith's rival, Philopomenes of Malpi, claimed Keith to be a thief who had stolen the relics of Saint Cognacius and violated the sacred mystery of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statements and the desecration of Keith's burial site. Dude, what? The refugees are like guests here. What are they doing? These guests who seem to have forgotten their manners will be summarily punished. 1 week without water rations. We share the indignation of the Order of the Hammer. It shall be done, Lord Captain. You receive Saint Cognacius' relic. Wielder gets plus 5% chance to reduce incoming warp damage by half for each point of deflection. The rebels were severely punished. Several dozen of the insolent renegades have died of thirst as a result of this penance, and the rest have been subdued. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for his protection and staying true to the agreements between them. Completed the High Throne. Profit factor +2. Okay. Bird says, Muck, what is the statement your character says about being the rogue thread? He says something like, in the tapestry of the world, or in the tapestry of fate, I am the rogue thread. Okay. So, now we pick a new project. It looks like there's 3 options. Touched by holiness, Saint Cognacius left behind many treasures that are now coveted by powerful men and women. Rogue trader Incendia Corda possesses the shards of a priceless combi tool bearing the saint's fingerprints. Formally reclaiming the relic via the Adeptus Administratum will be a bureaucratic war requiring influential allies and nothing short of an army of clerks and scribes. But if it is passed into the safekeeping of monks of the Order of the Hammer, it will be a great triumph for the faithful. Gives 2 complacency. Indulgences for sale. Selling the forgiveness of the ecclesiarchy can be a significant source of revenue. +1 profit factor, +2,000 Fellowship of the Void. Thousand-Faced Relic. The monks demand a great work. thousands of faithful with skin entirely covered in scars in the form of lines from scripture about St. Cognatius. Plus 30 dogmatic. All allies increase their wounds. So everyone gains higher max hit points by this? Do it. Yay, art. Janus. Your lordship, there are alarming reports coming from Janus. A number of strange mutations have been spotted among the population in remote agri-complexes. Aside from the obvious disfigurement and the subsequent estrangement, these mutants, called wretches by the rest of the colonists, are coming together to practice a primitive form of religion involving ritual worship of the land. While they display no disobedience or hostility, their very existence is concerning. The members of the Magos biologists you tasked with healing Janus have found the mutation to be missing from the catalog and recommended studying it and eradicating it immediately afterward. Vigdis says, the Janus nobility humbly await your decision. What do we know about these wretches? Their mutations cause the loss of skin pigment and the shedding of hair. Some have started developing a translucent third eyelid similar to that of reptiles. Others have succumbed to progressive atrophy of the larynx, causing the loss of human speech. At the same time, their tendons become denser and more elastic, providing increased endurance and load resistance. The wretches are commonly ostracized due to their grotesque appearance. There haven't been too many cases of mob justice yet, but they will become more commonplace after the mutation's deformities become more obvious. The wretches tend to form groups with similarly affected people. Their average level of intellect is low. They all belong to the labor caste and communicate among themselves using primitive vernacular of their own invention. As for their barbaric religion, they are deifying both the soil and Janus itself. To them, working in an agri-complexes is a form of worship, which has had a positive effect on productivity. I take these unfortunate souls under my protection. They are victims of mutation, not villains. Long live the Von Valancius dynasty. Item received, Heart of the Nameless. This item increases the wielder's Lore Xenos by 10. If Iconoclast Adherent increases all skills by 10. The mutants were put under surveillance. One of the watchmen spotted a mysterious relic in the hands of a group of wretches that turned out to be an item of Xenos origin. It is unlikely the mutants understood the nature of the object they worshipped. Having to live in proximity to the wretches disturbs the good honest serfs and leads to outbursts of aggression and violence. Alright. New build project. Actually, I think. Oh, no, we don't have the requirements for the next thing. Okay, so we just gotta wait. Alright. Warp travel. New place. The bridge is thrumming with the sound of endless officer reports, the hum of ancient mechanisms, and the buzz of servo engines. Among the usual servants bustling to and fro, the Lord Captain notices a flash of flame red hair. Eh? A flash of flame red hair. Oh, it's yearly yet. Okay. You posed a question to me not long ago, Alontok, and now I am here to present you with my answer. With fluid grace, Yearliette emerges from the shadows of the captain's bridge. Her face seems to glow under the lumen light, her expression slightly more pensive than usual. Gesture for her to continue. Then listen closely to my answer, Alontok. You may struggle to comprehend what it is to be said, being accustomed to reveling in your own might and skewing the world to suit yourself. Pitch your understanding not toward your words, but the sense that lies hidden in the shade of their sounds. Yearliette half closes her eyes, her words unfurling slowly and melodically. You try to split the world into pieces, to fragment it into light and dark, truth and lies, self and other. But I see the world as a single whole, and in this lies its simplicity and complexity. It is not enough simply to see the world and hear its voices, you must understand it. Think of the Leleathan, the world on which our paths crossed. What is it truly? What is its essence? The Leleathan's magnificence comes not from the green over its vast forests or from the depths of its waters. Its beauty is in the word, in the way it dances on the tongue. And even you, Alontok, can sense it. Try. Say the words slowly, delicately, casting aside all stray thoughts. Feel, perhaps then you will see. Close your eyes, empty your mind, and speak the word. Laleathan. The world around you fades and your perception instantly narrows, coming to a single point of focus on the tip of your tongue. Your tongue delicately tickles the roof of your mouth, and the sound slips along your throat with an incredible silkiness, warming as it goes like a sip of fresh recaf. Lay. The tip of your tongue touches the same place again, and air softly rushes from your chest, the sound like the resurrection of leaves as the wind weaves through a forest canopy. Then, your tongue taps the front teeth, and a gentle vibration spreads through your body, sending a shiver along your spine. Guarded interest gleams in Yurliet's eyes when your gaze meets again. Let's see. We got a quick question in chat. Claire says, in Guild Wars 2 with the new elite specs, does that mean the hero points will be back in the new map expansion? Possibly. I mean, already there's more hero points than you could ever use. So they will probably add more, yes, but there's also people that have all of them right now, and they're going to be able to immediately go into the new spec. I think I am beginning to understand. If your words are sincere, Lontok, then you're capable of seeing more than you do now. Instead of the lifeless clamor of monstrous mechanisms, the roar of engines, and the discordant voices of your followers, I hear and attend to silence. It arises in moments of spiritual serenity, and in that stillness, we become witnesses to the transformations of our own inner world. Monkey lives pass so swiftly. You rush through them for the sake of a chosen goal, but thoughts of transience and loss frightens you, and so you drive such thoughts away and drown yourselves in the daily tumult. But it is from fleeting moments, which enter our lives and quickly vanish from them, that the soul's fortress grows. A moment's blooming, an hour's wilting, the splendor of each lies in its ephemerality. So too the memories of those who have left our side and no longer walk the path with us. And in you, Lontok, I see much more than just another monkey. Your true essence lies in your will, which is capable of changing the world around you and within you. It lies in your ability to create and to understand your creation, and in your ability to destroy. It lies in what your kin's minds cannot grasp, what their primitive sight cannot behold, but I see it. Thank you for telling me how you see the world. And what do you make of it, Alontok? How differently do you see the world? In this world of endless war and peril, I see only one beacon of hope, and that is the God Emperor. Her breath hitches quietly. Your understanding of the world is not all that different from your kin's. My conclusions about you were premature. The Eldari turns away, but before she leaves, she looks at you once more. Do not take my words to heart. There's no shame in thinking as others of your kind do. It is much more difficult to follow a different path from the rest. I disappointed her, chat. Alright. Alright, so we're in a new system here. Chart new routes. What? I thought that would connect up there. Dang it. Alright, visit the system. Chat, give me a second to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Okay. There went her romance. That's fine. I wasn't trying to romance her. Alright. So, new system. What do we got? Begin scan. Let's see. Archaeotech mechanism fragment. A surviving piece of an archaeotech mechanism of unknown purpose discovered among the wreckage of an ancient imperial vessel on one of the planets in Silence in Mare Segrit. Yes, extract that. Alright. Scan. Nothing. Alright. Promethium. Extract. And plasteel. There we go. Okay. Alright. I think we got everything in this area. Let's reduce the danger of that. A fire broke out on one of the decks during the warp voyage. The raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. While clearing out the rubble, a few people claimed the soot on the plasteel beams formed lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. The ship left the hostile materium and returned to real space. Yo, they just reported. Yo, it looks like Word's dead. Alright, new system. Nothing. More plasteel. Alright, quick save. We've got some kind of space battle here, I think. Actually, hold on. What's this? I'm detecting traces of magmatic rock extraction. Judging by the methods of sacred geometry used for cutting open formations, this is the work of my explorator brethren. Okay. Oh, just remembered. Let me shrink the little guy here so you guys can see the pictures better. Alright. You sight a ship hovering over a void station. The vessel bears no identifying marks, but the landing craft swarming the station below makes the situation clear. Pirates have seized an Imperial outpost. The augurs detect that the pirate ship is warming up engines and quickly reloading cannons. It is preparing for battle. Attack first! Pew pew.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
Oh my god, 3 of them?
Unleash our fury. Engage the macro cannons. Drown them in the void. Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Alright, 1 down. Oh, dude, there's 3 more? What the hell? Okay.